Interview with David Grush to put the story front and center for us. Joining us right now, special correspondent Ross Coulthard. All right, Ross, I'm just going to give you the floor on this because you know far more about this than, well, certainly than me, but anybody else. This report, the headline, as Joe says, basically no evidence of aliens or any kind of cover-up of aliens. You say what?
Good evening, Connell. Well, firstly, I don't think anybody's surprised that the Pentagon is making a pronouncement like this. I'm talking to multiple people tonight, people inside the legacy retrieval program, reverse engineering program that is being secretly operated by people within the US government and private aerospace who hoot with laughter at this feeble attempt by the Pentagon to try and stop the issue being discussed any further. We know for a fact that the Inspector General of the intelligence community, that is the oversight body for the intelligence community, separately from the Pentagon, has made a determination that David Grush's complaints are credible and urgent. And that's why they were referred to the Congress for investigation. Right. And I was only just recently in Washington talking to senior staffers, senior congressional representatives, and senior senators. And by golly, they are not letting go of this just because the Pentagon makes a pronouncement that it's not true. They know it's true. They have first-hand witnesses who've testified about it, who didn't go to Arrow, to the Defense Department, because frankly, Connell, they didn't trust them. And that's the problem. Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the person who created this report, it's alleged by the people I've been talking to that he set out with a preconceived agenda. And I can reveal here tonight that I've found out some of the members of a special secret advisory committee that Dr. Kirkpatrick used to advise him in the preparation of that report. I have their names, I have their roles, I know who they are. They are the gatekeepers, believe it or not, to this legacy program. They were quite literally pulling the strings on this Arrow report. And people are so angry, so bitterly angry with this feeble attempt at a cover-up that they are now leaking more assiduously to people like me, and more importantly, whistleblowers are becoming more compelled to come forward and give evidence about what they know. And if I can just make one further point. Okay. There is an executive order under your President Ronald Reagan, God bless him, back in the 1980s, this executive order 12333 banned covert actions by the US intelligence community against the American public, designed to influence American public opinion or media commentary. Now, the allegation that we now have on the books is a constitutional crisis for the United States, because you have two separate arms of government. You have the ICIG, the Intelligence Community Inspector General, saying it's true, and you've got no comment right now from the Director of National Intelligence, and you've got the Pentagon claiming it's not true. So who's lying? What about the evidence of the program, the reverse engineering program I'm talking about? Because the way they phrased it in their description from the Pentagon was that there was no verifiable evidence for claims the U.S. government and private companies have access to or have been reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology. So they say there's no verifiable evidence. Is there? The word is verifiable. Right. And the issue is, did Arrow have the will and the powers to actually kick the doors in and go and do the investigating? That didn't happen. Even the aerospace bosses who claim in the report that they've got no knowledge of extraterrestrial technology or a reverse engineering program, they haven't formally been put under oath and asked to testify under the oath that would make them commit perjury if they were lying. There's been no attempt proactively by Arrow, because they don't have the power to do this, to go into these facilities, the addresses of which, the locations of which were given to them by David Grush and other witnesses. They haven't made those inquiries. So frankly, Connell, I'm sorry to be rude to the Pentagon, but they're a complete joke.